Hello dear students. In this video, let us analyze second normal form with more examples. We are given a table which has four attributes and the functional dependencies are given, and the question asked is decompose the table into 2NF. But we have to first of all check, is this table not in 2NF? So for that, let's find out the candidate key from the given FDs. Now, the simplest way to check candidate key is to check the right hand side of all the FDs. And you can see that C, B, and D are there in the right hand side, but A is missing in the right hand side. So, surely candidate key must contain A because nothing can determine A. So, A cannot come in anybody's attribute closure. So, A must be there in the candidate key. So, in the simplest sense, let's find A closure. A closure will contain A, and due to A, B will come in. As you see, A determines B. And then due to AB, which I am ticking, C will come in. And due to C determines D, which I am ticking, D will come in. So definitely A is the candidate key of the given table. Yes, everyone, isn't it? Now you can see that is there any other candidate key? One thing is sure that A must be part of the candidate key. A must be there in the candidate key. You can't remove A. And now if you add anything to this, it will become a super key. If you add A and C, then A itself is the candidate key and A can determine all the attributes. Then AC will become a super key. So definitely this table has only one candidate key, which is A. Now watch out, something interesting. Just put up a question. Is this dependency AB determines C? Is this dependency partial? No, it isn't partial. Just think over it. Because the left hand side AB is not the part of candidate key. In fact, it is a super key. Because in AB determines C, A is already there. Yes, the perfect candidate key is there, and we have added something. So this is not part of the candidate key. In fact, this is a super key. And the right hand side is a non-prime attribute. Isn't it? Tell me, isn't this such a dependency where left hand side has the candidate key, complete candidate key A is there on the left hand side, and right hand side is a non-prime attribute. So this is not partially dependent. Correct? I hope you are understanding. What about A determines B? What about this? This dependency. This is not partial. This is not partial dependent because left hand side A is the perfect candidate key and right hand side is a non-prime attribute. B is not a candidate key. So this is also not partial. And what about C determines D, which I am ticking right now? This is also not partial dependency because left hand side is a non-prime attribute, right hand side is a non-prime attribute. In fact, this is transitive dependency and this will be removed in 3NF. So all the given dependencies are not partial. That means this table does not have any partial dependencies and this table is already in 2NF. 2NF. I hope you have understood that A is the candidate key, correct? Then you don't have any question over this. This is perfectly non-partial. You don't have any question over this also. This is also not partial because left hand side is not the part of candidate key. And the first one, you might have some doubt about the first one, but listen, in the first dependency, A, this complete candidate key is on the left hand side. It is not the part of the candidate key. In fact, we have added something to it. So this is a super key and super key is determining a non-prime attribute. So this is also not partial. Now something interesting you watch before checking the second example. Check my observation. If candidate key is a single attribute, check this. If candidate key is a single attribute, then none of the FDs, none of the functional FDs can be partial. think over it, isn't it? If the candidate key is simply A, as we got in this table, in any of the dependencies, how can be the left hand side part of the candidate key? Because to be a part of the candidate key has to be at least 2 3 attributes. If we have candidate key, let's say as ABD, and we have an FD in the table as A determines E, yes, then this A is the part of ABD, isn't it? But if I say that candidate key itself is simply A, only one attribute, then how there can be any partial dependency? So in the GATE exam, if you are asked, is this table in 2NF? And you found the candidate key, correct? The candidate key is a single attribute. That's it. You say this must be in 2NF because this contains only one attribute candidate key. I hope you have understood. This table is already in 2NF. Let's see the second example. Here we go. We again have 4 attributes A, B, C, D, and every FD is given. Is this in first of all 2NF? Let's see who is the candidate key here. Check the right hand sides. BC is there on the right hand side, D is there on the right hand side. A is missing. So most probably A must be the candidate key. If you find A closure, A is there and A will bring in BC. And due to this C will bring in D. That's it. That means A is the candidate key. And now there cannot be any other candidate key because A must be present in the candidate key and now you can't add anything to it. This will become a super key. Yes, everyone. So now what? Who is the candidate key? A. How many attributes does candidate key contain? Only one. Candidate key is A. Now how in any of the FDs, how can you get left hand side as part of the candidate key? Come on, the candidate key itself contains only one attribute. So check out A determines BC. Left hand side perfectly a candidate key. A is a candidate key, not a part of candidate key. It's not the part of candidate key. And right hand side is a non-prime attribute B and C. Check this dependency C determines D. This is also not partial dependency because left hand side is a non-prime attribute, right hand side is a non-prime attribute. Left hand side is not a part of the candidate key, correct? So this is a partial dependency. Then this table does not contain any partial dependencies, so this is already in 2NF. Let's see the third example. In the third example, we are again given a table containing 4 attributes and FD is given. Let's see who is the candidate key here. Check. A is missing on the left hand side and even C is missing on the left hand side, isn't it? A and C is missing on the left hand side, correct? So definitely AC must be the candidate key, isn't it? But before that, you see this. What if we find A closure alone? I know C is also missing on the right hand side. B and D are there on the right hand side. A and C are missing on the right hand side. But what if we find A closure? Now A will bring in D, correct? A will bring in B, correct? And now this dependency BC determines D is not going to bring in anything because we don't have B and C combination. I hope you're understanding. Who is missing on the right hand side? Yes. A and C are missing on the right hand side. So AC must be the part of candidate key. If you find AC closure, you will get A and C definitely, and A will bring in B and BC together will bring in D. So definitely A and C together are the candidate keys. And think over it. Now there cannot be any more candidate keys because A and C must be there in the candidate key. You can't remove them and you can't add anything more because this is going to create a super key. So there is only one candidate key AC, and now let's find out, are there any partial dependencies? Yes, A determines B is partial because the left hand side is only A and the candidate key is AC, correct? So this is partial. BC determines D is again partial. Think over it because AC is the candidate key and only C is there on the left hand side. A is not there. So this BC is containing the part of the candidate key. So this is also partial. Both the dependencies are partial. So what do you do? Take A determines B, the first partial dependency, find out A closure. A closure is going to contain A and A will bring in B. That's it. Nothing more can be added to this. take the second dependency, BC determines D. This is also partial. Then find BC plus. BC plus is going to take in B, C, and BC is going to bring in D. That's it. Now you write all the attributes A, B, C, D of the original table. And first dependency A determines B, this one. We found A closure. A closure is going to take away B with it. So first table form will be AB. This is R1. And we found BC closure here, BC closure. BC closure is going to take away BCD with it, BCD. BC together is going to take away BCD, isn't it? Okay, so this is the another table, R2. I hope you are understanding, isn't it? D. C and D are taken away. D is taken away by BC. BC together takes away D. And now the attributes remaining A and C will be in the final table R3. Oh, good lord, but AC was the candidate key of the original table, isn't it? And we keep this candidate key, we keep two columns in R3. There will be two attributes, A and C in R3. There will be three attributes in R2, BCD, and there will be two attributes in R1. But before you leave this, just check the dependencies again. Which dependency is applicable? Yes, A determines B. Check the original table. A determines B. The first dependency is applicable. Which dependency is applicable on R2? Yes, BC determines D. The second dependency, BC determines D, is applicable on the second table. And in the third table, we have A and C. None of them is individually the candidate key. In fact, A and C together is itself is the candidate key. So AC determines AC. Now, is this A determines B partial dependency? Check it thoroughly. No, because A closure is containing AB. So A is the candidate key here. So this dependency is not partial. What about BC determines D? Come on, we found BC closure, isn't it? Look at the top here, BC closure. BC is the candidate key of R2 and BC determines D is not partial, and there is no question of R3. There are no partial dependencies here. So now this table R was split into three tables, R1, R2, R3, and none of them contain partial dependencies. So now R1, R2, R3, all three tables are in 2NF. Thank you very much.